Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse, to our Friday night special stream. I am Mike and I am with Julian.
Hello.
And Brogan.
Hello.
We are live across the internet. We are on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, I believe. Is that right, Brogan?
Yeah, we're always on YouTube.
Perfect. And in tonight's show, we're going to take a look at what Chairman Powell's had to say about the American economy, which then has an effect on us. We're going to take a look at the UK regulations. We're going to have some NFT news, some metaverse news, and then we're going to finish with an AMA, which includes some questions for the audience.
Yep.
Oh.
But before we start, Julian and Brogan, how have your weeks been?
Not bad. Of recent, I've been quite ill.
You're poorly, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm poorly now. I was poorly last week as well. So it's been a bit annoying.
Yes.
But, you know, it's not been a bad week.
Not been a bad week.
Not been a bad week, no.
What about you, Julian?
Yeah, pretty much same. Had a bit of a sore stomach Tuesday, but apart from that,
Bad curry?
I don't know what it was, to be honest. Couldn't put my finger on it, literally.
You don't want to put your finger on
No,
it.
you don't want to do
You
that.
don't want to put your finger anywhere near it,
No,
I imagine.
at all.
Well, I appear to be the only normal,
Which
healthy
is really
person.
unusual for you.
Which is really unusual.
You are known as sick note.
But do you know what I put that down to?
What's that?
I put that down to the new light that I have.
Right.
I think it's given me all the vitamin B that I need in my life. Whereas you two are just in the glare.
I don't need vitamin B. We've been through this
Is it
already.
vitamin D then?
I don't know. It doesn't
We
matter.
have 3
Does
super
it?
stars. Says good morning. Good
To
morning.
do with light take on, the gingers don't need it because we produce our own.
You true. That's true.
Fact.
Morning,
In fact, we
Web
should
3.
have put that down as a fact
We should.
when we were doing that thing for the Binances.
That's true. So, big news for
yes.
everybody watching.
Yes.
In the last week, we have gone live in not one, but 2 news outlets. We are live on Crypto24, which is an app you can get for your Android or your Apple iPhone, if you can afford one in this day and age. We are also live, and this is the big one.
Biggie this.
This is the big one. We are live on Binance.
Got invited, didn't we?
We got invited to share our content on Binance.
Yeah.
We took them up on the offer, and so far in 24 hours, I think we've had 22,000 views.
Pretty
So
impressive, that is.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So onwards and upwards for the Crypto Warehouse. And if you would like to be part of the family, please remember to
Click and subscribe.
click
What you
and
said.
subscribe. Exactly.
Click on the bell.
That
Exactly.
Crypto Warehouse down there, you see that? Oh, what's this?
Is he doing a live demo?
Are you doing a live demo?
Try my hardest, but it's not.
It's not working, is it?
Look at that. That's our logo right there.
Look at that.
So,
What are we doing then?
it's been
Bitcoin
good,
price?
hasn't it? We're doing the Bitcoin price next.
Right.
Ah.
I haven't looked at it, unlike you.
I'm going to say 23,600.
Oh, you've gone up.
23,600.
I'm going to go on my good friend Wayne's advice that we were going to see a real pump at the end of today. 23,750.
And don't look on the screen because we are on ultra low latency mode. So it means when you
I'm not
are
gonna look.
hearing us speaking, we can see you speaking if you do speak to us. So what are your guesses again?
In the words of my great friend Alan Partridge, to you, to me, aha, 23,600.
23,750.
23,500.
It's gone down.
Come down.
Shame.
I'm sure it was 23,600 a second ago when I looked.
It's dipped
Look
then
on the
badly.
screen.
I don't know. I don't want to turn around and look at the screen. You know, when I watch the video back, all I see is the back of my balding head 4 or 5 times on a stream.
It's not what the viewers want to see, is it?
It's not. We are not sexual objects, Julian, are we?
Not yet.
Not yet. So, Brogan,
Yes.
we've got an awful lot to get through. We've got
do.
a very busy schedule
making the computer lag.
because we are 24 hours later than normal. So we've got a few more things to look at.
Right.
We've got 4 word on the birds.
Wow.
Woo.
Exactly.
How many? What's the most amount of word on the birds we ever had?
4.
Is this our?
This is our record word on the birds.
4.
Is this like a morning chorus?
No, that's something different. That's something different. At men of our age, when they get up in the morning, they have a different kind of morning chorus than the ones that you hear outside.
No, I
in
meant
the
the
trees.
number of birds that you have to get singing at the same time to make a morning chorus. What actually constitutes that?
I'd say about 4.
There you go. So this is our morning
This is
chorus.
our morning chorus. Take it away, Brogan.
All right, Ethereum Daily. Get ready, Ethereum holders. The highly anticipated Shanghai fork is coming soon, bringing changes to the Ethereum network. Here's what you need to know. Big Fred.
We don't need to read anymore. That's all we need to know at that
Shanghai's
article.
coming.
Fog.
Shanghai Fork is not a
Oh, I thought
restaurant.
you said fog.
No, it's not a restaurant. It's not a takeaway.
Right.
Do you
Is it
remember?
an outer circular road?
No.
Right.
Do you remember when? Was it October, November last year? Ethereum went to Ethereum 2,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yeah.
And then it became deflationary.
Yeah.
Well, the Shanghai Fork is going to unlock all of that Ethereum that's been locked in since
Price
December
could go down then,
2020.
surely.
Well, no, because it's going to unlock over a long period of time,
Drip fed.
drip fed back out.
All right.
But we're going to get onto that later
Okay.
because my question in the AMA is about the reason that Ethereum has become deflationary and what that's going to mean. So we'll get on to the end of that later on.
Very good.
All right.
Next one.
Microsoft hosting an exclusive private Sting concert for top executives on January 17th. The very next day, they announced mass layoffs of 10,000 people.
Yeah.
CEO said this represents less than 5% of our total employee base.
So while all of the executives were dancing along to
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights, they were laying off an awful lot of their workforce. Now, for me, the reason I've included this is I think it's incredibly bad taste.
It is, yeah.
And if people knew that they were laying people off,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have attended.
No.
And it should have been cancelled. And that money from that concert should have been given as some kind of bonus severance,
Yeah.
Right.
no matter how little it was, to the people that were leaving.
Yeah.
They just knew because they knew the wages they're going to have to get paid for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
I
a
mean,
bit crass, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
It's like a man in a blue suit with brown shoes.
Precisely. Precisely. Right, what's the next one?
Just in, $1.8 billion burning bank to become the first FDIC-insured chartered retail bank to offer Bitcoin buying, custody, and rewards. That's crazy.
Big news.
Big news. Another example, another step towards adoption.
Yeah.
And as we said in a video that we're going to release probably tomorrow, which is the one about exchanges, this is where we're going to start to see retail banks move in
Yep.
and start to eat up the the market share of people like Binance, Coinbase, others like that.
Yep.
And I think this is the first of many. So
Agreed.
more adoption.
Yep.
Next one.
Tweet 4.
Tweet 4.
Analysis. According to the latest report, Big Ideas 2023, ARK Invest maintains its forecast that Bitcoin will experience a significant increase, reaching $1 million by 2030.
Oof.
It's a big claim, that.
Big
Big
claim,
claim.
that. Big claim.
1 milli, as my
By
mate Jay-Z would say.
2030.
Yeah. 7 years from now. We will have had this bull market, another bear market, and then another bull run. Now, some people are expecting Bitcoin to hit 250,000 by 2025, which is a 4x from
The top.
the previous one, yeah. Now, I don't think we're going to get a 4x, then another 4x.
Mm.
So I think we're likely to get a 4x this time, at most, and then I think we will be lucky to get a 3x next time. So the million...
Still not bad though, is it?
No, 750... I mean, if you said to somebody, you put $25,000 in now, and then you wait 7 years and you're going to be sitting on $800,000, then I think most people would snap your hand off.
Yeah.
We don't offer financial advice.
At all. Ever.
So these
Nope.
numbers are only for edutainment purposes only.
Yeah.
And is that the last one?
Oh, that's the last tweet, yes.
Okay, what's our first point of call?
Lovely, wasn't it?
It was very good, that.
lovely.
Yeah.
Computer's a bit like
As my granddad would say, that's the first point on the agenda of the committee.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. Never understood what committee meant.
No, it sounds a bit Bolshevik.
It does, yeah. He was Irish.
Oh.
Very Irish. So now we are going to move on. If I can actually get this to work,
If I can get the web browser to stop
Powell
lagging.
predicts. So, Chairman Powell,
Yeah.
not Chairman Powell
Or Mao.
or Mao. Chairman Powell is the head of the Fed
Yeah.
in America. He's the chap that sets interest rates, looks at the economy.
Do you want to tilt the camera a bit? Like that? Because when you look at Julian, it's like this, and the camera.
Oh, sideways.
Yeah. So
Am I like
just
that? Is that better?
Look at him.
It is what it is.
I
isn't
tell you
it?
what I'll
It is
do.
what it
I
is.
tell you what
Yeah,
I'll
it is
do.
where it is.
I'll save my eyes, Brogan,
Why don't you sit more centrally?
and I won't look at him.
Sit more central to the desk.
I can't because I've got to move my light, my microphone,
Blooming
Or
light.
just
my
shift
camera.
that along that way.
That blooming light.
Let's just move
She'd
on
never bought the damn
to
thing.
Chairman Powell and what he's got to say.
All right.
I can't actually get this to work, so I need to refresh this. The menu stopped working for me.
Crack on.
FYI.
What's he said?
What's he said?
We got a bit of a lag.
Menu.
Mm.
So I'll sort that out.
Be reading the
Leave it.
article.
I've just said the menu's not working. It's
The
not
menu is now
working.
working. Wow. Who'd have thought? If you give it time to load, it would load. Wow.
You know what? It's just
There we go. Look at that.
attitude.
Okay, read it out.
Attitude.
Fed delivers small rate increase. Powell suggests couple more hikes coming. Right. Okay. U.S. central bank raises rates by 0.25 percentage point. Debate now returns to when Fed will stop rate hikes. Fed's Powell says more evidence of ebbing inflation needed.
Now we raised in the UK. We raised our interest rates by 0.5%
To 4%, isn't it?
to 4%.
So what is it in America now after his 0.25%?
4.5%.
Right,
Something like that. EU have also raised their interest rates to 3%
right.
by 0.5% to 3%.
Yeah.
So everybody's raised their rates, and as we've said for a few weeks now, the one problem that we've got is unemployment isn't going up. And today, of all days, the farming data came out, and farming jobs should have been 150,000 extra, and they were 510,000 extra.
Wow.
So the problem is now in America, they have full employment.
Yeah.
And they have more jobs. I
Yeah.
think they have. It's something crazy. They have 11 jobs for every unemployed person in America.
Not enough hours in a day.
Not enough people
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
in the hours
Yeah.
in the day to do those
Let's get
jobs.
these people on TV saying they're, don't you know, working four jobs.
Yeah,
You know.
no, they're not. or not. Now, the issue with this is that until unemployment goes up in America, he's not going to take the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And in the UK, we're starting to see a massive downward turn in inflation. The EU are going to see the same thing, but they're 6 months behind us. So the green shoots of recovery for us are probably going to be a lot faster than the EU, no matter what the International Monetary Fund says about the UK.
Yeah.
We're further ahead than Europe, and we're further ahead than America.
The leaders of all these people striking in Britain are going to have a bit of a think, aren't they?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to get caught out.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're hanging on and not giving them a pay increase.
Yeah. Yeah. And they know that because certain companies, who we can't mention, they can't have a raft of redundancies halfway through a strike, can they?
No.
So they're going to let their people bang the pans outside at 8 o'clock in the morning as much as they want, because they know as soon as the pay rise comes in, they're going to lay those people off.
Yeah.
So
I asked my boss for a pay rise.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he
I
say?
said, there's 3 other companies after me. And he said, yeah, well, which are they? I said, well, the gas, the water and the electric.
So, Brogan,
There
from
you
an
go.
economics point of view,
Yeah.
what would you like to add to that? Because I know you're an economics expert.
Right. Okay.
We've got house prices; they have to come down.
Yep.
They are doing in the UK. Unemployment has to go up, and interest rates have to go up to shrink the money supply and suck the liquidity out of the market. They're the 3 things that have to happen to balance the economy.
Yep.
So what do you think? How far along the line do you think we are?
Well,
And you can keep it short because I know you've got a sore throat.
right. Yeah.
Bit
Well.
fragile, isn't he?
Sorry?
A bit fragile.
He's a bit fragile, yeah.
Well, what needs to, obviously, like you said, what needs to happen, there's a few parameters and events which need to happen in order for the economy, in order to shift the economy.
Yeah.
Another one also to add is quantitative easing, where it's basically through bonds is where the government can kind of influence the money supply by selling or buying up their bonds to the banks, which allows the money supply to increase or decrease. Obviously, interest rates from the banks. How far are we along? Well, interest rates changing is definitely a good sign.
Yeah. But they can't go much higher, can they?
I think we're at the top of the hill.
Because the problem is, the further we go from now on, because it's not just the interest rates that people have to pay on the mortgages, it's also the interest that we have to pay on the debt.
Yep, or on investments or loans.
Yeah.
So businesses can't grow.
Yeah.
Things kind of slow down when interest rates are too high. Things come to a halt in a way.
They do.
So people if people see the benefits. The simple way of thinking of it is people see the benefits of saving rather than spending, so they're just going to save all their money.
Yeah.
The economy halts a bit, which is, in some cases, like right now, where we need to see the economy.
Yeah.
But if it gets too bad, then, businesses can't keep on going, places start shutting down, and then things go south.
Yeah.
So I think, like you said, we are kind of at the peak of where we should be. I think we should start looking at other ways of influencing the economy.
Yeah.
Not just interest rates solely.
No.
But yeah.
So if you had to pick a month this year when you think we're going to pivot, what month would you go for? I know what Julian's going to say because I think he's going to say the same thing as me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're in agreement on this.
If I had to pick a month,
Yeah, just pick a month.
Middle of the year. July.
I'm going to go for September the 1st.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like me.
What are you going to go for?
June.
Yeah.
End of June.
Okay.
I can see the stopping in interest rates happening in June,
No.
but I can see them coming down in September,
No, they're already coming down in June.
like your Christmas decorations.
Just like it. Just like it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we've tried to make that as simple as possible, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
Haven't
I don't
we?
think it's too complicated.
I don't think it's too. Well, it's complicated for people.
Or the concept of it, but I think what we said on the topic wasn't that complicated.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, should we move on then?
Let's do it.
Yeah, sure.
Is this the UK?
The Jim Cray.
Oh, is it Kramer?
Yes. What's supposed to be next?
It's Kramer.
Yeah.
So for anybody watching,
We love this guy, don't we?
Jim Kramer, I would say he falls into legendary category
Yeah.
now, because everything he says is wrong.
Jim Hamlet Kramer, as
Yeah.
we've renamed him.
And I don't know if it's covered in this article, but today it was announced that one of the stocks that he said to sell has now increased by exactly 100% since the day he said sell. Not 98%, not 102%.
Do you think he's bright enough to be double bluffing?
dead on? No, I don't think he is.
I hope he is.
I think he is I think he likes his sound bites.
Right.
So I think he likes to say things like the Amazon forest, it's going down.
Lives
Sell
in a
Amazon.
bit of an echo chamber, maybe.
Yeah. So I think he's a bit of one of them, and it gets him massive exposure, especially to people in crypto, because ever since he said sell crypto, it's up about 70%. Poor bloke. So what's he got to say for himself this time?
Okay, so Jim Cramer declares bull market. Is it time to sell? Jim Cramer cited the market's ability to continue its upward trajectory despite recent stock pullbacks as evidence of the bull market's strength. The market saw solid gains with the S&P 500. What am I saying? S&P 500 posting its best January performance since 2019, and Bitcoin closing January with 40% gains.
Yeah.
Kramer warned against betting against the market and advised investors to take advantage of any dips, as long-term prospects for stocks remain positive.
I mean, he's
So that's
kind of
really
right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but
Markets have been hammered for a while,
yeah,
so it kind of nearly is the bottom. If you bought now,
yeah,
you'd be better off than if you bought 12 months ago.
yeah,
So I suppose I could actually agree with him on this point,
yeah.
can't we?
Yeah, I think the idea is, well, I agree because what he's saying is pretty true. But if you look at his previous record of whatever he said, it's pretty much not happened, and it's completely opposite.
Do you know who I think is worse than Jim Cramer? Mark Lawrenson.
Yeah, Loro never gets anything right, does
Mark
he?
Lawrenson predicted that Liverpool would win 75 consecutive matches,
All right.
and he only ever got about 60% of them right,
Yeah.
didn't he? Which I suppose is actually better than Kramer, because I don't even think Kramer gets 50% of his right.
No, surely not.
Absolute clown.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay. This is the UK one this time.
We are flying through these.
Good.
We
I mean,
are
the
on...
faster we go, the less articles which open on the computer, which means the better the stream is.
Excellent. What's this one about?
Crypto scammers abuse lax UK company laws to fool victims. Are we on it? Yeah, we are.
UK scammers.
UK scammers.
Okay, I'm going to read the whole thing 'cause it's very short. The United Kingdom is host to at least 168 companies accused of running fraudulent crypto or foreign exchange forex scams.
100 and what? 68?
168.
I don't think there's 168. I think there's more
According
like
to the independent analyst.
68.
A joint investigation by media firms, the Bureau of Investigation Journalism, and The Observer, published January 29th, found that organised crime groups are using the UK as their base due to its lax regulation.
I wouldn't say it was lax. I'd say it was non-existent. There's a difference. Yeah. It's like if you need to go to the toilet. I don't know where I'm going with this one. I do know where I'm going with this one, but I don't think I should go with this one. There's a difference between being lax
Yeah.
and then having no control over your bladder, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
And I
Pig
think-
butchering scams is an insidious scheme where the scammer builds trust with the victim, often incorporating romance before convincing them to deposit money or crypto onto a trading platform or virtual wallet that the scammers control.
What's it called again?
A pig butchering scam. Never heard that in my life.
Pig butchering.
Pig butchering scam.
Oh, great that.
Oh, it's a bit
The scammer then
vivid.
continues to fasten the victim and build further trust before persuading them to transfer a much larger sum, only to then make off with the funds.
That's terrible.
That is bad, isn't it?
It's bad.
From those UK scammers.
However, if you move on,
It costs £12 to register a company?
yeah.
I did not know that.
However, if you move on to the next article,
Right.
because that's the Ying.
At least in UK, though, you can register a company.
That's true. That's true. He's bitter. He's bitter.
The government
Robin.
promising robust crypto
This is
regulation.
where.
Let's hope so.
This is the Yang to the Ying.
Right.
So this is where we're now taking on the scammers
You're right.
Right, okay.
In the UK.
in the UK scamming industry.
So what are they doing?
Regulation.
UK regulation.
UK regulation. Let's just wait for Brogan to.
Yeah. Get rid of his
Sort
flag.
myself out.
I think he's left his cross outside.
Has he?
Yeah, he's left the cross outside.
It's a hard one to carry all
It
the
is,
time.
yeah. But he has left his little violin over there by his
Yeah.
cup. Carry on, Brogan.
Government promises robust crypto regulation. The government has published proposals for crypto asset regulation it hopes will manage the risks of the turbulent industry. The sector has had a calamitous year, with assets collapsing in value by an estimated 75% from their peak of about $3 trillion in November 2021.
Yeah, that's about right.
The Treasury says that the Treasury says that will the plan.
Is he hallucinating?
It's good news, this.
It is good news.
That's a bit of a breather.
Means that the government are accepting it as an industry.
We're very much more a nation of adoption than America, aren't we?
Yeah.
America is a nation of litigation,
Yeah.
fining, and punitive,
Yeah.
laws. In England, it's a case of we look at something and we let it carry on in the corner, and then we wait for the scammers to move in. Then we see what the scammers do. We go, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Yeah.
And then they bring in the regulation to catch all the scammers,
Yeah.
but then regulate it in a fair way.
It's the same mentality issue, though, isn't it? I think in America, they either love something or they hate it.
Yeah,
We say things like, it's not bad.
yeah, exactly.
The Treasury said its proposal, which is now consulting on, will lay down rules on crypto asset promotions which are fair, clear, and not misleading. Enhance data reporting requirements, including with regulators. Implement new regulations to prevent so-called pump and dump, where an individual artificially inflates the value of crypto asset before selling it. Ministers say that the measure will mitigate the most significant risks of crypto technologies while harnessing their advantages.
Good.
Absolutely,
Sounds pretty good, this.
brilliant news.
Excellent news.
Absolutely, isn't
What
it?
we've been saying we need all along is a framework for people to work on, so
Exactly.
they don't get caught out on things which they did by accident.
Well done,
Precisely.
Rishi.
Bigger brushy.
Is he? Well, he's had a bad time, hasn't he?
That's a rough trot, yeah.
What was that chap called that he put in charge of the economy? The naughty one who's
The
just
one
been
that's-
sacked.
He was the chairman of the party, wasn't he?
Yeah, what was he called?
Begins with a Z. It's not Zorro.
Was it the...
The one who accidentally transferred his shares to his
Allegedly.
father via an offshore company,
Allegedly.
for 24 million, allegedly. Just so
But-
happens that happened through Gibraltar.
HMRC have had issues
it?
with.
Yeah, it was Gibraltar that he did the company through. I mean, I always thought Gibraltar was above board, but apparently it's not anywhere near above
You
board.
live and learn.
It's 8 foot underwater.
You live and learn.
Yeah, along with Picardo's hopes of winning the next election. Right, let's move on, shall we?
Quickly.
If anyone's got any questions
About
Yeah.
that, no. Move on quickly.
about anything, make sure you comment down below. Right? I want you scrolling down below to comment. Please subscribe. Turn the notifications on. So you don't miss anything we do in the future.
Talking of Gibraltar,
Mm-hmm.
we're now going to look at a Ponzi scheme to do with Celsius. So we know the story behind Celsius.
Yes.
Alex Mashinsky built a great product called Celsius,
Yeah.
which allowed you to deposit your crypto and then you'd earn fairly reasonable returns, 3, 4, 5%.
Yeah.
Nothing outrageous.
Yeah.
Nothing that you would consider to be
Too good to be true.
too good to be true. And then probably 8, 9 months ago,
May,
It's-
wasn't it? Were it
yeah,
May?
something like that, everything came crashing down,
Yeah.
and they found out that they had a hole of several
bit.
billion.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. I think quite a bit, probably what he says.
Yeah.
I think the actual number's a lot higher than quite a bit.
And what's happened to him?
And he's in the Hamptons, in his house with his wife and kids. Well, where else would he be?
So what's the article say?
Crypto expert predicts Alex Mashinsky, former Celsius CEO, will go to prison for a long time.
Oh,
He's wrong.
The business model Celsius advertised and sold to its customers was not the business that Celsius actually operated. Court document filed January 1st, 2023. Southern District of New York today, an enormous document was filed by examiner Shoba Pillay, who was tasked with investigating and reporting on Celsius's activity before it went bust, including allegations that Celsius was a Ponzi scheme. In the summary, Pillay noted that Celsius promoted itself as safer than big banks, touting the importance of community and its transparency, operating as a crypto firm built on trust.
Unbank yourself was their motto.
That doesn't even make sense.
In regard to this native Cell token, market manipulation was a ploy Mashinsky utilized to prop up the digital asset to keep the game going. Celsius employees apparently viewed their customers as stooges who thought Cell is going to the moon. Employees talked about how Cell was worthless even while it was utilized to balloon Celsius' balance sheet. Mashinsky was a big beneficiary for the pump, as he sold at least 25 million Cell tokens, realizing at least $68.7 million of these sales.
$69 million. Whilst losing $4 billion.
Of other people's money.
Yeah.
What are they saying this is going to happen now then?
Well, who said he's going to go to prison?
Pele.
Sholba Pele.
Well, Schulberg is mistaken.
Why so?
Because people like Mashinsky don't go to prison.
That's true.
People like Mashinsky. Yeah, exactly. People like Mashinsky avoid prison because it's never their fault.
Right.
Can Hamlet Kramer not come out and say that he's not going to prison?
That's a very good idea. I like that. Thing is, I mean,
in a way, Kramer could turn out to be a godlike figure.
He could, yeah.
But he's not using his powers to the best of his abilities, is he?
It could become like a Twilight Zone episode, couldn't it? We could feed Kramer lines for him to say, and then just watch them happen.
Right.
You know, like Biden's teeth won't fall out, and then all of a sudden Biden's teeth fall out. Yeah,
you know it's going to happen.
Biden becomes coherent, and then we'll notice no different.
Absolutely,
because I can't even understand what he says. So Mashinsky isn't going to go to prison. Mashinsky's probably not going to be allowed to be a chairman of the new co that's going to take over.
Right.
But he won't go to prison.
Is there any life left in Celsius then?
There's a lot of money left in Celsius.
Is there?
Yes. So what will happen is that will be a coin created called I owe you nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
And then you'll be given 10,000 of these I owe you nothing tokens. And then when the platform's relaunched, you'll get maybe 30%, 40% of your actual cash.
Yeah.
And then 70% of it will be in the I owe you nothing coins.
Nothing at all.
Nothing coins, exactly. And then what will happen, like with Rock Token that was issued by the Gibraltar Stock Exchange, it will just vanish into the night along with the 28 million that went with it.
Note to next time's stream, I don't think we need to get the Jamesons out again. It's not a good idea. We've just managed to get a foothold with big players, and it's in danger of all going to.
Now, this is a good one, but controversial as well.
Oh, tell me more.
Are we going to look at the Bitcoin NFT news now?
Bitcoin NFT?
Bitcoin NFT!
One thing I like and one thing I detest in the same sentence.
Exactly. What, you like, cheeseburger?
I like both of them.
Yeah. I'll let you off.
Yeah.
Curried mango?
Yeah, I quite like both
I like
of them
curry
as
and
well.
mango.
Yeah.
I don't like them together.
Yeah, the cream mango sauce really annoys me.
Yeah. All right, then. Now, I've written a very long Twitter post about this.
Are we going to get onto that after this one? Which I
So
assume
if you run through the article, there's a lot of people very unhappy about this.
What is it?
A Bitcoin NFT.
For what purpose?
Well, it's an NFT on the Bitcoin blockchain.
It's expensive.
Take it away, Brogan.
New Bitcoin protocol may shake up the NFT market. Bitcoin has long been the world's largest cryptocurrency blockchain, but non-fungible tokens or NFTs were always the domain of Ethereum. Yep. A new protocol could change that, and some of the Bitcoin community are not too pleased. A new protocol released on Bitcoin is bringing wider NFT capabilities to the world's largest blockchain, and it has the potential to reshape the NFT market and the dynamic between some of the largest blockchains, industry officials tell forecast. The protocol named Ordinals, which was released after January 21st, allows users to insert relatively large amounts of data into transactions, which can be used for creating collectible images on the network, similar to many popular NFT projects. There are purists who say Bitcoin should always be a peer-to-peer cash, but I think that's possibly not the story when it comes to reality, which is that people experiment with Bitcoin all the time. He said in an interview, "It really is exciting to see people build things on top of Bitcoin."
So you've got a collision now of multiple worlds. You've got the Bitcoin maxis who believe that it's pure, it's a store of value, it shouldn't have DeFi, it shouldn't have NFTs, nothing should happen. It should be the most secure network in the world, powered by the biggest chain of miners in the world, and that's how it should be. And then you've got another camp going, YOLO NFTs, right? And the issue is that, and I've written several posts about this, which you'll get into in a minute, but what came out today was the block size of the blocks that are added to the Bitcoin network. One of them broke the record. I think the record was 2.7 meg. The capacity is 4 meg per block. And they've generated a transaction with an NFT that's something like 3.6 or 3.7 megabytes. So, which happened after I'd written this post, which Brogan can kind of skim through now. You don't have to read every single point of it out.
I was going to say one thing, which is quite interesting. Some of Ordinal's critics argued that it will increase demand on the network, driving up fees for regular transactions. Petra agreed this is a risk, but said the added utility of being able to purchase the NFTs with Bitcoin could also serve to increase the price, helping many miners and long-term holders with the community.
Yeah.
Anyway, tweets. Okay.
So these are wise words
to your tweeting friends.
Yeah, that I've given out here.
Right. So Bitcoin NFTs. I've been thinking about this in some depth. Bitcoin as a function Bitcoin as a function is a store of value. It is in its purest form. Ever since I've been holding Bitcoin, it has been compared to gold. To bring forward the idea of NFTs is going to upset an awful lot of maxis, including Michael Saylor. Does it ruin the blockchain? No. Does it ruin the purity of the project? No. Does it add value? Arguably, no. So why should Bitcoin be considered for NFTs? NFTs are notorious for rug pulls, scams, fakes, etc., etc. They are highly speculative and mostly hold no or limited utility. Most lose value. Most are worthless cash grabs. But what if, through the use of programmable NFTs, we could create gold coins? Okay.
So this is my crazy, wacky idea for Bitcoin NFTs.
So how would this work? Well, for a start, we would need Bitcoin tied to the NFT. The NFT would need the ability to be smelted back into its original form, Bitcoin. Limited marketplaces for trading. A taxable workaround applied under the same standard as gold coins. This will allow for the holders to keep their Bitcoin wrapped up in an NFT. What is more appealing to holders? A wallet address with 1.5 Bitcoin or 1.5 Bitcoin NFT in the form of a beautiful graphic.
So, my idea is that when you create the NFT, the NFT is exchanged for, let's say, 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So, this picture of a crown has 1 Bitcoin worth of value attached to it. So if you imagine melting 1 Bitcoin into that NFT, so when that NFT is created, it has a base value of 1 Bitcoin. And what I'm saying is that if I sell that to you at some point in the future for 1.2 Bitcoin, you know the inherent value of it is 1 Bitcoin, but you're paying a premium because of the scarcity of it. And when you look at gold, gold has 2 forms, well, 3 forms if you can count jewelry. It has bullion form and gold coin form. And gold coins go for a value higher than the bullion form because coins are not a taxable event when you sell them.
Yeah.
So my argument is, if you're going to have NFTs, which is fair enough, look at every other blockchain that's had NFTs. It's been a mess and a disaster. Ethereum, Solana, everything's a rug pull. If you're going to do it on Bitcoin, which, as I said, I can't see it adding value, but if you're going to do it, and you've got someone like Jay-Z or Shaquille O'Neal who wants to show off an NFT, and it's not a Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's not a cyberpunk, it's a Bitcoin NFT. That Bitcoin NFT at any point in the future should hold its value of whatever it was minted for. Now, that doesn't mean that the project that's created those NFTs doesn't make its own cash. You could mint it for 1.1 Bitcoin, knowing that the value of it is 1 Bitcoin. So my suggestion is that when you do this, do it, but hold the value, because that's the point of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you're going to have hold Bitcoin, it's a store of value. If you're going to bring NFTs into the market, bring them in with the store of value, and then allow that person to sleep at night knowing that they're not going to wake up in the morning, just like Justin Bieber spent, was it $1.2 million on a Bored Ape, and now it was worth what, $100,000. That's going to do nothing but damage Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you do it properly, and allow it to keep the value of the original Bitcoin.
Just don't do it at all.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's probably the smartest way to go about it. But
Yeah.
But it's going to happen.
yeah.
Whether we want it or not, it's going to happen. AI, it's going to happen whether we want it or not.
Yeah. ChatGPT, but we're not going to get into that.
Not
Be
again.
forever.
Best not.
Be here
Don't
forever.
get Julian
Yeah.
started on AI.
No,
again.
don't wind me up again.
Don't wind him up.
I'll be like a penny racer.
Right then. Now we're going to talk about Brogan's favourite subject,
Realm.
gaming. This is the immutable passport.
Interesting. Ready?
Yes.
Born ready.
Crypto Gamer Wallet Immutable Passport aims to be gamer tag of Web3. The gamer tag of Web3, Immutable Passport aims to improve onboarding into Web3 gaming. Immutable, the Web3 gaming company behind Gods and Change and Guilds of Guardians and the Immutable X gaming optimized blockchain, announced Immutable Passport on January 31st. The passport is intended to be an all-in-one wallet, gamer profile, onboarding, and authentication solution for Web3 gaming. Immutable said its customer research confirmed that ease of onboarding, security, compliance, and plug-and-play features were the main focus of Web3 gaming studios. It offers a non-custodial solution that never holds the user's private keys nor its involvement in signed transactions. Players get access to a secure digital wallet, protecting against fraud and seamless authentication across Web3 games and marketplaces. The passport hopes to become a synonymous with Web3 gaming as gamertag, Steam ID, PlayStation Network ID, or Apple ID in Web 2.
See, this is a great idea.
I like this idea. I'm
I
never
do.
going to use it. Don't fully understand it.
You say that,
Yeah.
but you're only going to say that because of the way you're thinking about it.
Gaming.
No, but let's say that you play.
But I don't.
Yeah, but if you did.
But I don't.
But if you did.
But I don't.
I know, but do you play no games whatsoever?
No.
Not a single game.
No.
I can't believe he's on this channel. Can you, Brogan? He
What do
doesn't
you
play a
mean?
single game. Do you not play solitaire?
No.
What do you do in your free time?
Sorts of stuff.
And none of it involves games.
None
Or
of it
technology?
involves games.
Watch TV?
TV, yeah.
Okay, now
Yeah, go on.
let's say, do you have Netflix?
Yes.
Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Do you have the ITV one?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Can
okay,
they all go on this passport?
correct.
And what do I do with them when they're on the passport?
You don't do anything because you don't need to do anything because it's seamless.
And what? Yeah, but what benefits am I going to get?
Netflix will be trialing certain content that's only available to people that hold certain NFTs.
Okay.
For example, let's say you've watched the first 2 seasons of You.
Ozark.
Ozark.
Watch them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's say Ozark, there's going to be a spin-off series. They've talked about a spin-off series, right? Now, let's say the spin-off series is limited to 3 episodes, like a pilot.
Yeah.
If you imagine in the olden days, you'd go down. Do you ever go to a pilot
Yeah.
screening? Okay. So rather than going to a physical, auditorium cinema type thing, you're invited to watch the pilot of the new Ozark
Because the
spin-off.
Netflix can know that I've watched all the series.
Correct. And those NFTs, which are your badges, they're held in the immutable X passport.
Right.
But let's say, for example, that this series, like Lucifer, was on Amazon. It was transferred from Amazon to Netflix for 2 seasons, or whatever it might be. Now, if that NFT for Lucifer was on Amazon, Netflix can see that badge to show that you've watched it on Amazon.
And they'd entice me in to go to Netflix.
No, they would say to you, well, as a Lucifer super fan, we're going to give you access to this documentary.
Yeah. And in the back way, then I'm also becoming a nice new member, potentially, of Netflix.
Exactly. But the immutable X passport isn't visible to you. The point of it is, it's invisible to everybody.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to get to the point. The same way when you go to Facebook and you log into Facebook and you talk to your friends, or on Twitter, nobody is explicitly telling you that you're on a Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
You're connected to the internet.
Yeah.
It just happens. So this is what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's trying to make an interoperable wallet that connects game to TV channel, to pay on demand. Another example of your immutable X passport, you could have something on your phone that says, right, download this Netflix app.
Yeah.
And then you can go to Starbucks and you can get a special Stranger Things coffee.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. You only get that special coffee if you've watched all the episodes of Stranger Things. So then you get the exclusivity of being on Netflix, but going to Starbucks and getting a special red velvet hot chocolate, for example.
Nice idea.
Nice idea. All of that comes from having a passport in the background.
Are people thinking of these ideas?
I think some of them, maybe not all of them.
I say these are good. You should be keeping hold of these.
Well, no, that's why we're here. We're here to give back to the people.
But not to the big corps.
Yeah, but they're not listening.
We should have made money out of this.
We're not. The big corps aren't here.
Anyway, yeah, I get it. It's good. Like it.
Exactly.
All in one place. Nice,
All in
neat,
one
and
place.
tidy.
And now Brogan is going to give you the gaming angle on this.
I can see that straight away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is your throat all right to talk?
Yeah. So gaming angle. What do you mean by that? Do you mean, is it my opinion on how it will help? Or
So we've explained it to Julian,
Yep.
who doesn't play games, and we've got him on board.
Yep.
From a gamer point of view,
why is this helpful?
why is this going to be brilliant for the industry?
Well, we'll think about it. Let's say you're making an Epic Games account, or you're signing into Epic Games to play Fortnite, let's say. When you go into the Epic Games launcher to play, there's about 7 different accounts you can use to play, right?
Okay.
Well, in the it's Web3 space, using Immutable X or Immutable Passport, it'll just be one click Immutable Passport. You're not going to have to okay, because sometimes, let's say you have multiple accounts on one game, you're like, okay, well, what email did this use? I need to change my password, I can't remember it, this, that, the other. Like Julian said, or like the gist of it is nice, neat, and tidy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to use, and hopefully, if they do make a good product, and let's say your user dashboard where you can see everything, if that's working well, you'll have one place to go where all your information will be. You'll have one thing to sign into. So longevity wise, you don't forget things, or this, that, the other. You have one account, one name. It's you, your identity. You have it's secure. It's it's you, right? And you only need one account. You don't need 7 accounts. So it is a gaming point of view, I suppose, as well. But it's not just a gaming view. It's in general view, like an account view, which is what it is. It's helpful in the fact that it doesn't make it complicated or hard. It's one thing. It's one button. That's it. All it needs to be.
Clever. We should monitor this.
Everything in one place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, keep an eye on these fellas.
Yeah. Exactly.
What we got next?
What is next? We have
On the ball.
We have this article that Brogan has found, which is is it knee on the ball or knee on the ball?
Knee on the ball.
Take it away.
I will take it away when I get this comment on the screen.
We have a comment.
We do have a comment, but unfortunately, as with every stream, not just our stream, just streams in general, it always happens. Things go wrong. You close things disappear, things stop working. So I need to restart.
It's a headache, nearly as bad as the one that this is now starting to give me.
Yeah. Let's give you a moment for this to load.
Well, let's talk amongst ourselves, shall we?
I've got it.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Oh no, he's back. Take it away.
Velvet Rope official. Imagine
Yes.
a Starbucks coffee gun in Fortnite.
Imagine a Starbucks coffee gun in Fortnite, where you shoot people with lattes.
That is good, isn't it? That?
That's an idea.
You know what would be really cool?
Everybody
if you shoot...
want cream on top there.
Yeah, but the problem with this is, you shoot somebody with coffee,
Yeah.
and they're going to splatter in brown, aren't they?
Yeah, it'd be a hell of a stain.
It'd be a hell of a stain, won't it? Great idea. Thanks for that, Velvet Rope.
Yeah, really.
Anybody have any
Insightful.
ideas
Yeah.
for strange and exclusive guns that you could shoot people with? Like a blancmange gun? What other gun could you have? I'd like an Irish whiskey gun.
Would you?
Yeah,
What you don't want is a Morrison's gun. Permanently empty.
exactly.
That's not what you want.
Permanently empty or full of chilled toys.
Yeah. And the odd chance that when you go on after week 3, you got a cheese week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, let's go to this neon ball.
Okay. Neon Link announces limited pre-sale of Neon token that will power 1,000 blockchain games. After a year of development and innovation in blockchain gaming technology, GameFi pioneer company Neon Link is opening the pre-sale of its native Neon coin that will cover all the transactions within its ecosystem.
Okay. This sounds interesting.
It's a big word, lots of words. The game-focused Neon token will power every product under Neon Link's wing, including upcoming games like Ascend, The End, and more utility-based tools such as the multi-chain wallet, exchange, marketplace, gaming ID, and name services, Bridge, and others.
So are all these games on the same chain?
Yes. So so it's basically there's a bunch of different games coming out.
Yeah.
New, which haven't been released yet, which are all being built on this chain.
Yeah.
And all the transactions, etc. All the systems are going to work on this crypto on this coin.
Yeah.
Which is being released February 15th.
What blockchain is it on?
I don't know what it's built on. Let me find.
Because the issue you've got with people like Gala Games, which is kind of similar to this. So Gala Games has its own token, but it sits on the Ethereum network.
Right.
So it makes it very expensive to do anything with.
Yeah.
So if Neon Ball, or whatever it's called, if it's on the Wax network, which is very cheap, or Solana, which is also very cheap.
A bit of a march. They've stolen a bit of a march.
Exactly.
I'm not sure. It doesn't say. I didn't really mention. I can try and Control F for it.
Yeah.
It's like
It doesn't matter.
ETH
Doesn't matter.
or Sol. Looking now.
I don't mind it. I just think it's like, when you go into Microsoft.
Yeah.
Nope.
You go into Microsoft and you play one of the... Well, you don't play.
I won't.
When you go into the Microsoft store, you end up seeing all these Microsoft games
Heavily loaded.
heavily loaded on the Microsoft store,
Yeah.
and you never leave it.
Yeah.
And everything's kind of... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no experience there. So if I'm going to get a token that I can use on 1,000 games sounds like a lot. But of them, there's only going to be like maybe 10 or 20 that I'll actually have any real reason to play. But if I get something really exclusive off one of those games, you're not going to be able to take it anywhere, are you?
No.
So it's a bit crap. What do you think of this then? You like this idea? I don't think it's as good as Immutable X.
No, definitely not. Not
it?
at all. It's like we've talked about before. It's stringing out the gaming ecosystem of crypto.
Yeah.
A new chain comes in for a new set of 20 games.
Yeah.
With a new token you have to buy.
Yeah.
Which is not interoperable at all. instead of it being like all these, let's say they are good 20 games.
Yeah.
Instead of the
totally
good
agree.
20 games going on to an already existing one, which then has 40 good games.
Yeah.
It's another blockchain which had 20 games on it. So, we've had this conversation countless times where it's just another place to have another set of games.
Yeah.
It's the whole point of the whole aim of what should have been the aim for gaming in Web3 is interoperable data between all the games you can play, which isn't happening because of all these stupid blockchains. Like, oh, this is better than you. Come here, we have 20 games you can play. Go there's another 20 games you can play.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's good in terms of macro, the macro level of gaming and crypto. But the games could be good, and maybe the coin maybe could provide some benefits we haven't seen yet, or costs. But I mean, like I said, with the Gala games, I'm not sure what other there's tons of them, but I'm not sure what other changes there are which are based on games in Web3. So it could provide better prices, better transaction costs, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a waste.
No, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Good summary.
Now then,
Yeah.
we are doing well for time.
We are.
We
About
are on
55
to
minutes.
question time.
Okay.
Yes.
So, who is up first? You are, I think.
I can't
needs
be. I mean,
a
it goes
rest, he
audience,
needs his voice, he
me,
needs a rest.
Julian, Mike.
Yeah.
Give me a go.
Get Julian on stage.
All right. Julian,
Mm.
what is Chili's and how will it benefit football clubs?
Ooh, good question.
Well, the Chili's are a company, aren't they, that are trying to get all the different all the different football clubs on side.
Yes, they are.
I don't know who they've got. They got PSG and City and people like that.
PSG, City. They've got something like the Argentinian national side.
What are they doing? They're making NFTs, aren't they?
At the minute, as far as I can gather, you've got the Chili's
Yeah.
token, and then every football club or sporting club they are making that club's own token.
Yeah,
So Man City, Everton, I think,
maybe. Yeah,
Real Madrid, PSG, they've all got their own token.
yeah,
That's as far as I'm aware. But so if you own the Chili's token, you own a bit part of that network, but you don't have any say in the football clubs, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
So from that point of view, obviously you want to hold the club's token.
But what's the club token actually going to give you in terms of power? Anything?
Yeah.
Does it?
Money can't buy experiences.
Right. Okay.
So I think
That
that's
makes sense.
where they're coming with this.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen, with PSG, you obviously get tickets to matches, you get to meet the players, you get to be ball boy or ball girl or boy them or boy there, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's where most of the value lies. My issue is that it doesn't seem to be implemented very well.
No, it seems to have been a long time coming and not yet arrived.
Yeah.
But again,
It's early though.
it is early, but you don't really want each individual club doing their own thing either, do you? No. The only other thing football related I saw yesterday was I think there's an NFT about football stickers,
Is there?
and they've signed a deal with the Premier League, but I can't remember who it was.
It's always in it. Maybe it's Panini.
You'd like to think it would be.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, it won't be. Next, what's my question?
Well, your question is, it's your camera.
Fire away.
Why is Ethereum becoming more deflationary?
Why is Ethereum becoming more deflationary?
See, I thought it was because of your Singapore sling or whatever it was called earlier. What was that?
The Singapore fork.
That's no need to be rude.
So Ethereum went through the merge, which moved it from proof of work to proof of stake.
Can we get sound effects on these things in future?
We can have them in
when
the
you said
future.
the merge,
Yeah,
you
get
could-
sound
the
boards.
merge.
Yeah, Brogan could do that.
That'd be great.
Sure.
When he's feeling better.
Yeah.
And what happened there was, rather than rewarding miners and I don't mean miners as in under 16s,
No.
but I mean computer miners
Yeah.
that were generating the blocks, it moved to proof of stake, which basically meant that people staking their Ethereum secured the network via consensus or whatever it else might be. So when that happened, it stopped producing these blocks and producing the Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
And what's happened over the last 3 months or so is that Ethereum has been running at 0% inflation or minus 0.1% inflation.
Yep.
That's during a bear market when the network isn't being used as much.
Yep.
There aren't as many NFTs being bought and sold.
Yep.
And my issue is that the second that we hit the real bull market, which might be this time next year, that Ethereum is actually going to have an inflation of minus 2 or minus 3%.
Yeah.
So what's happening is 120 million Ethereum. So potentially by the end of next year, we might only have 118 million
Yep.
and 116. So over the course of the next 10 years, we might lose 10 million Ethereum from the network. So why it's become deflationary is because it's no longer proof of work, it's now proof of stake, but also because the more the network is used, the more Ethereum is destroyed, and the more Ethereum starts to overtake Bitcoin, because although Bitcoin has a very low inflation rate, it still has an inflation rate for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Ethereum has gone deflationary from probably January this year.
Yeah.
So that's my very long-winded answer.
Good answer.
Brogan,
What's your question?
what's your question? Final question of the night.
Oh, we do have one for the audience. After mine.
Let's not bother with the one for the audience.
Oh, fine. Why is Doge moving to proof of stake? Well, I'm pretty sure it is because of costs. Now, for someone to provide towards, the blockchain, like Dogecoin, for example, which is moving to proof of stake, in a proof of work environment, it was good. So, like Bitcoin, for example, is proof of work as well. Near the start, when cryptocurrency wasn't as big, it was easy for an individual to get into, providing towards the bigger cause of the blockchain with a simple computer. Whereas now, it's been taken up. You need multiple GPUs. You need to actually.
So it's become way more expensive.
Right, it's become more expensive to actually have any effect on the blockchain.
Yeah.
With just a simple computer. Whereas with proof of stake, all you need to do is stake what you hold of Doge on somewhere to provide towards the blockchain or the Dogecoin blockchain. Obviously there's some other benefits like environmental costs, I suppose.
Yeah.
Of not having as many computers running.
Well, Doge was the second biggest proof of work
right behind Bitcoin
blockchain after Bitcoin.
Wow.
But Doge is a fork of Bitcoin.
Right. Yeah.
Way back when.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the reason.
I think
Cost.
so, yeah. Costs
Very good.
and
Very good.
accessibility.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for
Well,
our
then
Friday night.
I think should we answer the audience question? If
Go for it.
I
What's
think we
the audience question?
would you rather fight a bear-sized duck or 100 duck-sized bears?
Julian,
The big duck.
you'd fight the big duck. Brogan,
I'd also fight a big duck.
I would fight 100 duck-sized bears.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, because I'd die laughing.
I don't think you would.
no,
I
it's
would.
just baby bears.
With
Little
them
bear
big
cubs.
claws.
Do you know how fast they'd run?
Fast.
No, they wouldn't run fast.
Yeah, they would.
Duck-sized bears?
Yeah.
They're tiny.
Bears are fast.
Really fast.
You find a
Where's the menu
4-foot
gone?
wall and jump on it.
Maybe they'll stand on top of each other.
No, you won't. It's not like World War Z
bloodthirsty.
where they climb over the wall and
They'll
eat
be
everybody.
bloodthirsty.
No,
Right after you.
no. I had 100 duck-sized
Because
bears.
I would argue
You've got to
a
fight it anyway. You can't run
a
away.
huge
I'd
duck
run
is
away.
more
But
funny.
you can't. The idea is you've got to fight them.
Yeah, I think a huge duck is more funny. Just
Yeah.
a big duck running at you.
On that bombshell, it's been lovely this Friday night, but Brogan has to go out on the beer.
He does.
Right.
We've got to get home. and
We've got to
some
get
nap.
home, get some bovril
Yeah.
down us,
Right.
wrap up warm so we
Yeah.
don't
Need a toilet break as well.
catch. Yeah, I do
Guys
that
have
as well.
15 drinks around him. sipping all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
So we are back when, Brogan?
Monday.
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 Monday and Thursdays are our normal times.
And we'll be
Oh,
back there
yeah.
next week.
And we'll be back next
Yeah.
week. So thanks to everybody for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.